Oh, ain't this a great day for fishing, guys? Whoa, whoa, what do I have? What's that? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you just searched on how can you beat the fishing rod challenge, yes, you have corrected. Find it on my channel doing the first time a challenge. Let's see how it goes and wish me luck. And also, why not hitting that lovely subscribe button and check out my lovely other stuff on the content, because that's definitely something you can look forward to. Oh, anyway, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get on with it. And please support the Magikarp lovers, because Magikarp needs love. It doesn't need splash. The first thing that we could do before starting this challenge is picking our race. So I picked a Khajiit, and it would be a very nice fitting because it has that kept look, and I name it Tom for some reason. Naturally, after that, I watch a guy's head getting rolled off. Speaking of that, a dragon just attacked, and I barely made it alive. And it also killed the poor execution guy. Rest in peace, executioner guy. Second choice was picking the side. So I choose rail off because I feel like it was the first time, also the first time doing it. So there's no other way to pick it. And rail off, make us proud. Now, here's the thing. I haven't explained what we're supposed to get damage from, because the reason we are only supposed to do damage with the fishing rod. How about now? We don't have it yet, so I'll just use the claws until we get the fishing rod. Until then, it's no weapons, only fishing rod. So until we are exit out of the keep, no other ways of combat, except a bit of exploits, which I'm gonna do in a while, because this is gonna be everything I ever need to do for this run. And you could also naturally avoid these people, but there's no other way because the freaking door is locked. So guess it's time for some fist fights. Yeah, it's on you, Imperials. Before I continue on, I went to search out for some valuable stuff, including a bucket, because the bucket, you cannot leave without it in this glorious world of Todd Howard has created with the glitches and galore. So we can take buckets, and we can also level up our sneak skills by exploiting this way, which I'm going to show you in a very fast way as possible, so it doesn't make you feel seasick. If it does feel seasick, just skip to a further part of the video in case it hurts your eyes. Just trust me, this will be going very fast. Yeah, I just changed my mind. It's not gonna happen. Also, after I exit out of the cave, the game asked me if I want to do survival mode. No, thank you. I'm not doing survival mode for a long time because I'm not ready for it. So let's go pick up some nice utilities. So I'm gonna head down to the Falmer Embassy. No, don't roast me about it. The Falmer Embassy. We are heading to the bandit camp because I just want to grab some fast loot, and we're still not using the fishing rod, so it's still fists only. So I must give these bandits a good fisting, and just a nice way of finishing it off. So let's go to that nice shrine and see what it has. Oh, if you're new to the game, always check this Falmer soldier. He might have some useful, or in this case, he had conjuration reduction, which I think it's totally useless, which I'm never gonna use. So I just left it there for some reason, and we're on right close on track to the fishing rod. So we are very close. First thing I did, I have to grab that. I grabbed the standing stone. Then I grabbed the fishing rod. But wait, before that, I just punched the fisherman out of no randomness because I felt bored. So yeah, don't hate me on that. And I also dropped a fishing rod too, so we can have dual wielding. So this is where the real challenge begins. Look at this nice beauty. It has a base damage of 3 and weight 3. and it weighs 10. Very nice. And we're gonna use this big boy for the rest of the game, or should I say the rest of the runs. I have to be patient with this. And also it swings like a sword and it's a piece of wood, so we are gonna be stuck with this thing for a very long time. Trust me. I guarantee this is not gonna be the best part. But let's test this on a few couple of wolves, shall we? Oh no, these wolves were a different, very different story. It's still very tough, and it could not allow the fisherman, Tom Fisher, to take all the hits. So I forfeited and run away to Anis's cabin. Just ran up to the hill, right where those bandits are, and I tried to kill them fast as possible. Because they were also quite a fight. And this is not even close to master difficulty or legendary difficulty. So even a cute rabbit will not die from this. That I mentioned, it took me 2 minutes to kill this one bandit with only this fishing rod. Man, it was a nightmare. Never ever want to do it. So while I was on the way, I just started kind of sneaking very unseemly and just felt no one seeing me at all. The game had been messing around with me. Also, the sound was gone, so I had to go and fix some stuff while at it. After entering Bleeful's Barrow, I heard some few bandits talking about a guy, a dark elf holding golden claws. So I knew that was my lead there, so I just went and dispatched all bandits out of my way and also killed some skeevers, a spider, which I'm afraid to say it was horrifying because I hate spiders. And of course, the spider that haunted me when I was watching The Lord of the Rings is still following me to this day, but at least we got Arvel and he fell to the Draugr, so I didn't need to deal with that. The problem is, these guys don't mess around. They are so tough. I had to run away every single time I see them. I tried making running off the traps. It didn't even work. And to this day, I decided the only way to win this is not by cheating death, it's by luring them into their own traps. And that's exactly what I did. And that's how I tasted victory for the first time. Until I reached a problem. On the end of the end before the dungeon, there was something very bothering. There was a restless Draugr, and there was nothing in the way that I could kill it with. So I made a worse mistake of running inside to the next part, but the thing is, he loaded in with me into the dungeon, killed me, and I had to redo that part again. But this time I was clever. I threw him in and waited until the traps killed him. Until every single Draugr followed him to the death. Well, they're already dead, so it doesn't really matter, but he's dead. I was so excited just to get out of here, and then I realized I don't even have the claw, so I went all the way back, turn on console commands, TCL, just to get clipping through the walls to get my freaking claw, and I realized it didn't happen. So it was the most important thing for me that I had to do. And if you've been playing Skyrim like 50 million times and done this quest, you will probably feel the pain of doing this quest, because this is a fetch quest. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So off I go and grab it and make sure nothing else is still alive, because I did kill everything. So that's some bullshit that I had to deal with. And unlocking of the door was the most easiest one, so I could just skip that part out. But I feel like I deserved to share it, guys. And yes, I was cheating this part, because if you've done it so many times, you probably deserve it. And just play along, man. Have some mercy on someone that's doing the fishing rod challenge. Man, I'm gonna get roasted for this so bad. Problem 5. There is Draugr Overlord and he was simply way too tough. So I sent him back to where I killed the rest of the Draugr friends. So he got taken down and he took quite a wind out of me with the Fusroda. But he eventually fell down to it and grabbed the dragon stone tablet. Well, my mom told me to grab his iPhone too, so his limit playtime is over. Yeah, that was a lame pun. But besides, puns are over. We are done. Let's go deliver it back. I'm delivering it to not the Jarl. I'm gonna go to Riverwood and we claim Camilla for ourselves. And that's what I absolutely did. And after I stop there, I see some Imperial soldiers taking my fellow brothers to imprisonment. So I decided I took the chance and pickpocket him and see what he does. And they were not very nice to me, so I fled to my. Oh, poor me! I realized I had a bounty on me, so off I go to Dragon Reach. Thank you, Whiterun Guard. I will remember those arrows in the knees. Thank you. When I spoke to Jarl Balgruuf, I immediately told him about the attack on Whiterun, and he's gonna muster his men to Riverwood for aid. We can probably do that, but also I went to speak to Foreign Guard. It's really going on about my dad's dragon tablet, so I gave him the dragon stone. It's problem solved. And good thing there is something good. I already done it, so I don't need to do it again, you numbskull. When we arrived at the watch, we already seen the burning towers and flames and dead bodies, and we know there's a dragon on us. Luckily, there is a Khajiit with his lovely fishing rod, and he is gonna kill them. I don't want to explain this, but this thing took me no, that's a joke. It took me an hour to kill this dragon because I had to learn a giant, two giants, one from close up, and 4 mammoths, and they were completely useless. Right after that, I hired a mercenary warrior. Janessa was completely useless. I gave her some nice arrows, and she didn't use it, and the dragon was looking at his eyes at the kitty down below, and yeah, this cat is not up for a fight with his fishing rods. So. And bear in mind, this dragon, every time you fast travel or just get away, it gets full health again. So you have to do it all over again, kill the dragon, and repeat that process. I don't want to explain why it took so long, but it just did. And the only way I decided to solve it was let Irlith and Janessa do all the work. But plus I have to be careful for the frost breath, and that's the most important thing. And Irlith, please, just shoot properly. Stop missing. You are the house girl of Jarl Balin, so do what you are told to do. And of course the mammoths. No, let me fall. I'm fast forwarding this. There's too much to be seen and too much pain to go through. And also all the guards are dead, so they are completely useless. So rip Tom the Fisher. Irlith, at least you're doing something. Look at it, you're going down again, girl. Look at that. You have to run away. Just a little bit of health. Just that small health is all that takes just to finish the fight. But you guys know why Janessa sucks. Because she's not the best archer there is. So, if I could just finish this fight, I would be so glad this nightmare will be over, but Janessa tried her best, and every time the dragon keeps snapping her out of the fight, so it was so time consuming. I just decided, well, hey, if I do get Elemental Fury, while that does not forfeit the challenge, it actually allows the boosted damage of the fishing rod. Before heading to Jarl Balgruuf, I went to to the carriage driver, met Khajiit people, and I went to the Dawnstar chest and retrieved some nice goodies because I do need all the gold I can find, and I also found a lot of Creation Club content stuff inside of it. Nice talk, thank you. This chest is still existing, although it's still the anniversary edition has been updated with no differences. However, so good to have it. Back in Whiterun, I took a carriage back to Riften. Did I want to say Riverwood? Whoa, 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 no. I meant Riften. And I went to look for this nice fishing woman or Agony, and I gave her a potion so she can be friends for life, so I can steal everything she owns in the shop. No, in the fishery, I mean. As soon as I stepped outside, I went to search every barrel for every Cerdalic spagtail and Abyssian longfin and some salt because we're gonna craft some resto potions. You will see why, and I'm not gonna show this in this video because it's gonna be way too long. Trust me on that. So, just gonna grab like so many, I'm gonna clone them and sending Janessa on a worthy adventure ship supposed to be on. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We we've cloned so many as possible. This exploit still works to this day. So I took this at my advantage and I crafted so many restoration potions until I realized it's not strong enough. So I had to check on some on the wiki how this worked because I haven't done this in a very long time, and it did eventually start working again after I reset the loop for some reason. You can see why, because I was not taking the fortitude, those perks that boost your potions. For some reason, I didn't take it and I didn't know it, so I just went to Pickpocket. Before I continue on with the loop, I named the ring Todd Howard because I know this ring will bring me great things like it just works, so you can get that meme out of there. And eventually I went all crazy and just started disenchanting and enchanting and potion creating Abyssian longfins. I went mad. It was like over an hour it took me to get this loop going until I realized that benefactor perk was the best choice to do. Until I noticed my alchemy skill is so beyond even Todd Howard cannot resist that. I created the best fishing rod that ever existed with this decent. Look at it! I one shot these bandits with one shot, and the damage stacks are insane. It's like 300 damage, man. Yo, that's a lot of damage. And of course, there's so much damage going on. Don't get me started on dragons, because they still 3 shots to kill. Oh yeah, it's 3 shots. On the next day, encountering some hired folks on the 7,000 steps because they noticed I was stalling from some alchemist. Looked at the Froster looking for some friends. Arrived at High Rothgard. And I spoke to the Greybeard and I wanted to shout at him in the face. So I did eventually, and he felt it very painful after shouting at him 3 times at his clones. And also learning the whirlwind spreadsheet. Right after that, the Greybeard sent me to fetch the horn of young Horngarner. And to my surprise, when I got there, who knows, it was gone! And it said to meet with a friend. Who can this friend be? It turned out this was Delphine, and she's waiting for us in the Riverwoods Inn, sleeping giant. But she doesn't allow us to helping her unless we show that we are Dragonborn and that we are not Thalmor spies. What came next came next. It was slaying dragons, and this was a nightmare using the fishing rod. But thank goodness Delphine, once again, useless as ever. Death was so many times on my part. It just took me about another next day to do this because the fishing rod sucks.
One eternity later.
Yeah, I can see this was the hugest mistake to ever done this challenge with the fishing rod because it done nothing. The only way I had done this by was using elemental fury with a bit of poisoning, trying to stay alive and repeat the process. And trust me, this part was sped up to the max because I couldn't take it anymore while I was editing at this, and also I didn't write the script for this part of this video. But anyway, after that, we've shown Delphine that we are indeed Dragonborn and she wants us to meet back in the Riverwood Inn. But I decided I'm gonna do a different strategy and I took the exploity way. And that is going to the Falmer embassy, then just clip my way through the embassy, steal the note before heading back to Delphine. I didn't even go back. I just went straight to Riften and I went to look for this man Esper. But this I had to bribe someone, a man called Feckle the man. Yeah, Feckle the man. He wants us to become thievery, so I just gave him some gold and he gave me some information. Simple as that. But inside, when I went to ask Esbern, he asked, "Who's there?" No, it's not me, Esbern. No. And then I told him, "No, you need to get out of here. The farmer after you. You need to get out of here." And it eventually took up his sweet, sweet time, opened the locks, and he said it will take a few seconds, but a few seconds felt like an eternity. Because I was doing a speed run in a way that it was supposed to go faster. But eventually he opened up and I persuaded him and tell him Delphine has been looking out and the Tvelmer are after you and all those drama. And we also cleared out the whole Ratway. All Tvelmer are dispatched. Everyone's dead. End of story. Let's get to the part where I can finally exploit the hell more out of this. Back in Riverwood after Esper's return, instead of going and listening to the whole dialogue, I just went outside, entered the inn because that resets. That speeds up the dialogue, so you don't need to listen, and it will update the quest. So that was so easier than done. Also, I took the dragon seal, and I also traveled to a different map, so that speeds up the whole thing. So you don't need to wait for that thing to finish up. That also speeds up the process. And also after that, Esbern took his sweet time walking in the line, not moving his ass to the basic point that I wanted to get, and just look at the words on the wall, looking at Alduin's paintings, whatever. We are not looking for those stuff. After speaking to Delphine about problem about how I can learn this dragon range shot, and she said the Greybeards may know. So I went and to the Greybeards and talked to them, and they teach me the clear skies shout, which I'm never gonna use. And we meet with Parfasnax Mario. Well, after Parfanax totally being not helpful at all, he told me I have to learn the Dragon Range shout, which he doesn't know. Shame on you, I thought you are the master of the Greybeards. And he's told me I have to find the Elder Scrolls trademark. And I already went searching for it and finding it inside without speaking to people of College of Winterhall or Hogwarts, as I want to call it. And I found Septimus Cygnus. But I didn't speak to him. Instead, I pickpocketed the objects I needed for this part of this quest. And this was the part where I was fast traveling, tracking all the way until I can find where I want to go. I even used the walk through walls cheat. No, not the cheat, you use the bucket glitch, yeah, the bucket glitch. It was so easy. But after I noticed, wait, this was the wrong entrance. But I found two people fighting over, or no, they were not fighting. They are having a massive. No, you cannot take the victory off that side if you do that like that. Something like that. And they weren't very happy about it. So I went there and spammed my fishing rod as hard as. Initially, I was trying to pickpocket the Targe of the Blooded, and it was a huge success. But reverse pickpocketing was the biggest problem because as soon as that happened, she turned hostile and she looked at me. Although she didn't have the Targe of the Blooded, but the mage was still a problem. So I actually reloaded this save just to remake this fair in case this Targe of the Blooded gets taken away by the guards because it will count as stealing. But it was such a nice pickpocket. Now you can see where to get this so early on. And I'll be using this for a while because damn, I need all the power that I can get. So if you think this challenge is a failure, just comment if you think it is like that. Because I disagree. And everything that I say right is right. After fooling around with this contraptions, I finally got the Elder Scroll after just a few minutes of just pressing random buttons. It's like Dexter's Laboratory where that's his sister just pressed the buttons and we grabbed the Elder Scrolls and we go read it at the time wound as Parthenex instructed us. But upon as we read it, we are drawn in and we are turning blind because the mob priests they apparently become blind. I have no idea why, but we stick with that. So we just watch Gourmet and the other three heroes beating up a dragon, and then Alduin showed up in the time wound, which been sent back to the past, to the world where the Dragonborn is. And after that, yeah, it's a long story. That it's a very complicated way. The Elder Scrolls is a very complicated lore. But we got Dragon Rain finally, so now Dragon Rain is gonna help us slay Alduin. And if the Elder Scrolls want to make me blind again, I don't want to be blind because I don't want to be a moth priest. Gotta be honest, this fight was not that tough thanks to the Targe of the Blooded and using the Elemental Fury Shout, which I don't think it will forfeit the challenge because it did help me and I was using a fishing rod, so it did count. But Aldrin wasn't that hard. It was just keep Dragon Rent and keep the flying fish down. And that's what happened. Eventually, after defeating Alduin, he said, we cannot truly defeat him in this world, and he will come for us in Sovngarde. And that's exactly what happened. So we have to find out where Alduin went, and we have to go find the lieutenant of Alduin. I think it's Odahviing. But before that, we have a long, very long thing to do, and that is the season unending quest, which is a total waste of time, which I'm gonna try to skip like 15 minutes. I will skip it because that took very long and it was just siding and decisions. You don't want to deal with that. No, we are here for one thing and for Alduin only. So let's get that part out of them and then we move on to falling, ending by trapping the dragon in Whiterun Dragon's Reach to take us to Sovngarde's portal. Wait, yeah, I did say that right. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, because I know when I'm right. So I am right. After arriving in Skuldafn, thanks to Odahviing, I just want to share with you guys something cool that I recently just found out with, and by skipping the whole dungeon, and this was so fun. Gotta watch it. I'm gonna mute this part and want to show you guys what I mean by that. Oh, hey, did I ever mention I have my Twitter and Discord? Links are below in the description below. So this is the perfect time for my content plugs. Yeah, that's the perfect time. Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, I'm not very good at this or voice recording, but this is my first time, so this should be very good. And next time I should focus on more on the script. Where you guys think like me to just use the voice just straight up. But anyway, get back on topic with the portal we are about to enter in. Yeah, that was a very fun part too. In order for us to get into the Hall of Valor, we have to get past soon and prove we are worthy of entering the Hall of Valor. Maybe this is the Valhalla version of the Elder Scrolls because it just feels like it. So, now, first thing I did, I was just trying to my best not to die and spam the fishing rod, healing myself, using potions, everything in my command. But this guy is so huge, and he did not mess around, man. It was tough, but eventually I beaten him, and we were allowed to enter the Hall of Valor and meet the heroes from the Time Wound in the Elder Scrolls in person. Well, in the Hall of Valor, inside of Sovngarde, and outside we went to fight the dragon, which is Alduin. The three of us having to combine our shouts using clear skies about 3 times, and I used that the first time before them, but it didn't count, so I had to use it 4 times, so it didn't count. But after 3 times, the dragon Alduin shows up and said, "No, screw it, I'm going to end this." And we end the fight by using the fishing rod. No thanks to the other 3. And I think I beat Skyrim with the fishing rod. Well, I gotta say, this run was very fun. Also, it was very challenging and grindy, but let me know if you want to see more of these challenges. All my other stuff, like I mentioned, my Discord below, because we're still growing, the community is still growing. And you can find all your questions and ideas on the mod list that I'm busy compiling it right now, but I don't think it's going to be finished. The website's also going under some construction, especially the mod list part of there, so do check some time to time for that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you want to see me do more builds or more challenges, because I love doing this. Also, the voiceover was so unexpected. I never thought this was going to be possible, but after that, I realized it was actually a lot of fun. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you folks in the next video.